And now what I want to do is I want to insert a table. Now there are a number of ways we can do this in Word. The first way is to put the cursor where we want to insert our table. Now I'll turn off Show Hide Characters for the time being, and we want to insert a table. So I click on Insert, and then I have Table. And then what I can do is I can select the number of columns I want, and then I can select the number of rows that I want. If the number of columns or rows exceeds what I can do here with a quick click, and I can click on Insert Table, and I can select the number of columns and the number of rows, plus some other options. But I'm just going to insert a quick one of 5 by 6. Okay, and now I can insert text, and I'll copy that text by select the entire table, and then I paste. I can use Control V, or I can just click on Paste. And as soon as I insert my Table Tools menu appears with my Design tab and my Layout tab. And the one I'm interested in is my Design tab, because when I click on that, I get from the left Table Style options with a number of items selected, and then I get my Table Styles grid. If I click on the More button in the same way as the styles on the Home tab, I get a large selection. Now, depending on your color scheme and what you want, you can pick any one of these. Grid tables or list tables. And then, so I'm going to select Grid Table 5 Dark Accent 2, and that's what happens in my document. That style is applied. And there's my table, and it looks pretty yucky, to be honest with you, but there you go. And then if I look up on the Design tab on the left with the Table Style options, I can see that I have 3 of the 6 items selected. What happens if I select the other 3 unchecked options? Look what happens when I select Last Column. Look what happens to the table. Look what happens when I select Banded Columns. And look what happens when I select Total Row. Okay? Look what happens to these when if I right click, insert column to the right. Look what happens to the last column. It stays as last column. What happens if I insert a column to the left? It stays as last column. This one stays as first column. What happens if I insert another row? By placing my cursor at the end, pressing the Tab key. The total row stays the same. So what this means is this table is actually styled so that these 6 options always remain the same. Now you can turn them off, like turn the total row off, and then if I add another row, that's what's going to happen. If I turn the last column off and I insert another column, that's what's going to happen. But as soon as I select deselect, the formatting changes. What this means is you do not have to do this manually. Just set the table up, then just by clicking and unclicking, you can change the complete look and feel of your table. If you want to select another table style, like a different color, banded columns, you can do that. And that's the beauty of using the correct styles in Word. Again, it's all styles, even the table styles. There's styles in Word. This is why you have to use them correctly.